Okay, welcome to the Nevermind Adventure podcast, live from Ireland, from Castle Blarney Hotel.
Castle Blarney Hotel, and I'll tell you, it is too. It's the real deal. I went up to Castle today, this afternoon, after we got here. Unbelievable, Matt. You know how, like, you got castles, right, you know, and most of them are falling down and there's always a gate that says you can't go to the top. This one has a spiral staircase all the way to the top, and it goes up like 6 stories, right? And then over the other side, it's got another one that comes all the way down. They're the original staircases, and there's a few bricks missing here and there, a few stones. So you've got kind of like holes that you could fall out, you know, if you wanted to.
And break a collarbone.
And break a yeah, we won't talk about that.
We'll come back to that.
All right, we'll come back to that. But, you know, yeah, fair income. Most vivid castle I've ever been to. And right up the top you had the Blarney Stone.
Did you kiss it?
No.
The Blarney Stone.
Karen kissed the Blarney Stone and I'm jealous. Look, you know what the Blarney Stone is? I mean, apart from a COVID trap for 90 million Japanese tourists. No, it's a rock that's set into the wall of the castle, right? But it's in a part of the castle that I think might have been a toilet in the day, because it makes sense to me if you're right up the top. It's like a little gap, okay? And the Blarney Stone is down here, right? Down, so you have to lie on your back, bend your head over, and kiss the stone like that.
Well, I wasn't going to say nothing, but I was seeing as you didn't kiss it, I caught up with one of my mates from Blarney today. Yeah. Rob, he's in his 50s. He lives in Perth now, but he just happened to be here at the same time as me, and he grew up here for 17 years. And he goes, Matt, don't kiss that stone. He goes, when I was a little tacker, I was 14, 15 years old, he goes, every night, every Saturday, Sunday night, we go down there and piss on it.
I can't wait to tell Karen that, because she did. And I've got the photo here. Oh, you're not watching this, darling.
Thanks for that, Rob. It was great to catch up with him. He's a good bloke. Done the Himalayas with us and Vietnam, a few other tours, and just happened to be in the same town at the same time. So
far out.
Brilliant.
Pissed on the Blarney Stone.
Many times.
You can bet the locals would, eh? You know, for them, that's just another castle, isn't it?
Be honest, you would have done the same thing.
I would have. Yeah, if I lived here, I mean, you know, we didn't live in a tourist town when I was a kid, lived in lots of different places, but never a tourist town. But the kids I knew that did always called them rubberneckers.
Yeah, right.
You know, rubberneckers, because they drive around, oh, look at that, oh, look at that, oh, look at that. And the people who live there, they already know it's there, don't they? You know, it's no
we do a bit of that, but
I got a stiff neck from doing it here in Ireland.
I know it's such a different ride to what we do anywhere else. We've just done Patagonia not that long ago, 6 weeks ago, and here we are in Ireland, and we Sri Lanka in October last year, and it's the contrast is incredible. We're about more than halfway through this trip, and we did mean to do this sooner, but these got the better of us, and
that's Guinness, right? I don't drink black beer in Australia, you know, like, ugh. But, and I tried Guinness over there. Look at the Guinness moustache. It's like having 2 rows of teeth.
You just wipe it on your shirt too, like that.
It tastes unreal over here.
I know, you know, it's like you have it for breakfast if you want.
Well, you probably would. I mean, if you lived here, you'd have to. It's a health drink.
It's very refreshing.
After all.
Yeah.
I've been having, you know, 3 to 7 or 8 a night, depending. It's hard. Well, you know, you got to get your numbers in. Said that, didn't you? Try it here, you'll like it. This is my 3rd or 4th.
Get into it. Go on, you got to do it to this line, Roothy.
What do you want?
Scull it until that line. Yeah, that's right?
Yeah, I'll go.
Oh!
Whatever you do, never try Guinness in Ireland. Changes your whole life.
PBs we call them, personal bests.
Poo bombs, I think, might come close, mate. I'll tell you what, there's a jar and a half of Vegemite in every one next day.
Well, what did Dino say? Double shot Dino?
Oh, double shot Dino.
You need a bum gun here because you have too many of these. And anyway,
it's bidday time. Yeah.
So we started the ride. We flew into Dublin around nearly a week and a half ago. We stayed at the Fitzpatrick Castle, which was or Castle as we say in Victoria.
You only say that for Castlemaine, don't you?
I don't know.
And that's for the drop kicks who live up there, isn't it?
No comment.
Everybody else says Castlemaine.
Hey, I love Castlemaine. It's one of my favourite towns.
So do I. Got a lot of friends who live there, but g'day drop kicks.
Well, I'm from Geelong, so I can't talk. But we stayed there for a couple of nights. That's a 300-year-old castle just off the coast of what's the little village there? I've forgotten.
Where we stayed first night?
Yeah, I've forgotten.
Oh,
now.
Down the hill.
South of Dublin, anyway.
Yeah.
It's where Bono lives. He's got a property there too, so...
Yeah.
It's like that joke I told you, remember?
Yeah.
I've just rang, we're in South Dublin. I've rang Bono on the Edge and I said, meet us down here for a couple of pints. And the barman, he usually goes, mate, every time those fuckers come in here, I go, not you two again. It's my favourite joke.
Yeah.
You know, Bono and the Edge walk into the local pub and the barman says, not you two again.
You two again?
Sorry, folks, I had to say it again. But it's good to see you again, brother.
Yeah, I've been here. You guys haven't.
So,
You're out of luck.
you haven't been down my way either, so...
No, because it costs a fortune. I'm a barman.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so we stayed there a couple of nights.
Kayak or something?
No. I lost it. This is why we need to do this earlier and do one at the start, finish, and end instead of just near the end because there's so much going on. You can't remember everything, and you have a few of these. And anyway, so from there we jumped on the coach and we went to Limerick and picked up the bikes.
What have we got here, Roothy?
We got first off the bus trying to pinch the best bike. That's what we got.
Go on, get into it.
And wasn't that incredible? That was Saturday night, I think, and we went to the Lock Bar.
That's right, yeah.
And it was just, you couldn't believe it. You were blown away. You said, I've not seen a pub 10 people deep at the bar since the 70s, you know?
What is going on? Every night we've been here, I mean, you know, I understand the attraction of all these Aussies on motorcycles, you know, cruising in and everything else, and obviously the girls are going to come out from everywhere just because we're in town.
Happens.
Happens. But
They're only human.
they know how to party over here.
I've never seen anything like it, not since the 90s in Australia.
No, we need to make it really clear here. Last week was sunny every day and it's the beginning of spring, you know, mating season, all that stuff.
Summer, actually.
Oh, there you go. Well, got the season wrong, but it was pretty warm and the sun was
You know
out.
what we mean. We're at the Lock Bar in Limerick on a Saturday night. One of the oldest pubs in town.
What temperature is it today?
It's about 32 degrees Celsius too. You wouldn't believe it. Look, I'm wearing board shorts and t-shirt. He hasn't even got fucking shoes on.
Yeah, there was a lot of mating going on because everyone was out all afternoon, all night. Every night we've had here, even sort of slow nights like Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, there's
something going
on. I can't believe it myself.
No,
you know, like it's not my first rodeo either. You know, it's like there's something with these people. They're like us, but they play harder. You know, it's like, and they're friendly. Like
so
you go to the
friendly.
pub and like, I mean, I know we're Aussies and we're a little bit exotic to them, but.
Not
I don't
really,
think
yeah.
that's it. They just are so talkative and friendly and just hospitable.
Look, I've been called a Yank half the time, and like I'll tell them that's an insult, you know, and they'll just laugh and turn it right around. They're fantastic. They don't care.
We came down here one day last year, right? Now, the way the books, look how much I carry inside the back of the van.
Yeah.
That van lifted off the road.
Holy dog.
Right, with the wind, 105 kilometres. Yeah. We were there before that and we were saying to ourselves, right, we would set up, we'll give it a go. Yeah. Then the whole van lifted up like that and dropped back down. I said, no, we're going home. We are going home.
I'm not going to say anything, but I was going to buy one book. Let's get out of here. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Everyone's a stand-up comedian, aren't they?
Oh boy. They really are a different sort of people. I mean, you know, half of Australia's made up of Killarneys and Maloney's and Kilkevans and, you know, keeps on going, doesn't it? I got that many mates called Murphy, it's not funny. I mean, they were great convicts, the Irish. There was lots of them. But at the end of the day, you come here to Ireland, it's like taking a step back into the 70s or the 80s in terms of the party sense that's going on.
Yeah, there's a real energy here. It's hard to describe. But the riding, you know, from Limerick, we jumped on the bikes and we rode up to Galway, Kilkenny for lunch at that little fishing village, little beachside village.
That's right.
And then up to the cliffs of Moher.
Yeah.
Then we pulled into Galway and we had those seaside apartments. I mean, and the weather was perfect, like high 20s. We're all swimming at the beach. And
I remember now, Galway.
I know, it was a long time ago.
Ages ago.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
seems like a lifetime ago now. That's why we've got to do this at the start. But doesn't matter.
That's talking condensed, you know, and we've probably averaged between, I don't know, probably around 300 Ks a day. You know?
Yep.
And, okay, 300 Ks, you know, that's not very far, is it? That's sort of Tenterfield to Brisbane or something like that. You knock it over in 3.5, 4 hours in Australia. Over here, 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And half the time, I mean, we're not doing the main roads.
Peg scraping.
Oh, gee, peg scraping. Some of the roads here are just insane. And even the ones that aren't insane are little lanes. So it becomes a skill battle, you know? It's incredible.
It is, incredible. It really is. And that coastline, that Atlantic coastline is...
Oh, what is it, the Wild Atlantic Way?
Wild Atlantic Way, they call it. Like, I don't want to go home. Like, if I didn't have a wife to go home to, I'm thinking of bringing her over here and just staying here, you know? Like
I was thinking of sending mine home and staying here. That's pretty much the same, I suppose. Look, honestly, it's just... riding-wise, it doesn't matter which way you turn, you wind up on a good road. It's incredible.
I mean, and then, you know, so from Galway, we went up to Sligo.
Yeah.
You know, down Silverstrand Beach, and we had a swim.
Some of us had a swim.
Well, I had a swim.
Had a swim.
Most of us did. You didn't. You and Kaz laid on the beach and just caught a few rays.
A good deal.
Nothing wrong with that.
It was about 6 degrees. There was like ice blocks floating around in the water. These guys call a swim.
It was about
the swim.
It was about the same temperature as Torquay back in Victoria. About the same, maybe a degree or two colder.
Yeah, like I said, these guys, Victorians.
Here we are in northwest Ireland, the Atlantic Ocean. Look at this, look at the water, just amazing. Having a great trip, day 3, great group of people. Got my son Hunter here, my mate Big Al, got Roothy and Kaz, Frankie's mum Barb's here, and a bunch of just other legends. Let's swim under and have a look. Incredible, really is. Okay, bit too cold for Ruthie, but he wasn't getting in. But we had a good swim, and then
I'm jealous, man. If I'd have been wearing my good underpants, I probably would have joined you. But you know, there was ladies there.
Okay, yeah,
all right.
That's a good excuse. I hear a lot of that from you. What are you drinking?
Excuses.
What are you drinking?
Oh, this is Irish whiskey, Jamison's.
Double shot Ruthie, we call him now.
Well, I had to, you know, I'm on a cultural experience. I mean, that's what these tours are about. So I'm drinking lots of culture.
And it's funny, it's like, it is a very strong, it's a bit like Australia, there's a drinking culture here. The pubs are incredible. I nearly said the F word then because they are effing incredible. And you just, everywhere you pull up, there's just the cosiest little pub and the friendliest people. But we've got quite a few people on this trip that don't drink.
Yeah.
And they'll just have a 0 Guinness or, you know, whatever. And there's live music playing and...
Half the time they got a cappuccino machine on.
Yeah,
What was that Woody got the other day? She didn't, you know, it was middle of the day, we're in a pub. She asked for a hot chocolate and they said, okay. And it took about 5 minutes for it to show up, but it was a big bowl of hot milk and a big lump of solid chocolate on a stick, like a toffee apple, and you put the... I've never seen it done like that. And then she had other stuff she could add. Oh.
But the barman went down the street and got it, didn't
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, our hospitality people in Australia would keel over if they saw what people here have to go through.
And
It takes 10 minutes to pour a Guinness.
Well, that's the thing. When you get to about that stage, probably below the Guinness line, that's when you order your next one. And it's ready. I've learnt that just the last couple of days. Otherwise, you're waiting. You know?
Thanks for teaching me that.
Well, I've only just worked it out. But, it was because I caught up with Rob today, who told me about pissing on the Blarney stone. He told me that. He goes, when you get about halfway, that's when you order your next one.
That's when you order your next one.
So, yeah, from Sligo, that is a beautiful, Donegal up there, incredible part of the coastline. And then we headed up to Malin Head, right up on the north coast. And we stayed in that.
Wasn't that beautiful?
Yeah, we stayed out in a farm stay. Then that little pub, the seaside pub.
It was 10:30 and we're walking from the pub, which is this big white building, right up on the edge of the ocean, wasn't it? And paddocks and
edge
sheep.
Edge of the world. It feels like the edge of the world.
It does, Well, after a really big day's ride, we've made it right to the northern tip of Ireland, and it's absolutely beautiful. And after a fairly decent night at the pub, get a load of this. It's still light. 10 o'clock. You having a good time, Kaz?
Sure to be sure.
You bet we are. And so we're walking over the hill, not very far, like I don't like walking, but probably a kilometre or two.
Well, you've done more Ks this trip than me.
Yeah, well, there you go, see, that's because you got a broken wing. Anyway.
Long story.
I got new knees, I'm wearing them in, it's getting really good. But we walked a couple of Ks back, but we come over the hill to this accommodation that Nevermind had organised, and it was this beautiful house, old school house, but with, it was like an 1800s cottage or something, but it had new everything else inside. It was beautiful inside.
It was, wasn't it? And our hosts were unbelievable.
Mary?
Oh, yeah.
Mary couldn't go out of her way.
And that breakfast.
Oh. And for breakfast, she said, do you want some alfalfa? She's wrapping up extra sausages and making sandwiches for us. And, look, at that breakfast, that was one of the best. But you know what? They've mostly been pretty good.
Well,
don't like that.
They've all been good.
Don't like that. No, I don't like that red sausage, that pig's blood sausage stuff. What is it? Black pudding.
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, I like it. They give you the two. There's the black one's good, but the red one I'm not that fussed on. I don't know what the difference is, but full Irish breakfast is an
experience.
It's a great thing to wake up to.
It's an experience.
Then we, Malin Head, we headed over to, we followed the north coast along.
He's cutting it short here. He's going, we just went to here, We didn't just go to here. We took a track off...
Oh, the most northern point in Ireland.
The most northern point in Ireland. When I say a track, it was sealed, as wide as a little Volkswagen, tops, and it just wove its way right around the headlands, and everywhere you look, you've got sort of stoneworks. Actually, you could say that for Ireland, full stop, can't you?
Yeah.
Over here, they've been restacking the same rocks for the last 2,000 years.
Recycling, the original recyclers.
Wow.
That was a pretty special place, actually. And then we...
It was Kaz said it, this like about day 2. She said, everywhere I look, it's a postcard.
Yeah.
And it has been.
It really gets under your skin, this country.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, I could live here. I'm sure I could live here, Rob said to me today, he grew up here, and he goes, you haven't done a winter, Matt. And I'm like, I don't mind, I'm Victorian, it can't be that bad,
I don't know.
I really like it. I love the people, I love the food, I love the Guinness, and the riding. The motorcycling's, it's up there with anywhere in the world. Like, it's undiscovered, and as we do it, Nevermind, and I've found this with Sri Lanka and Patagonia, it's starting to happen. We get in there and it's like Ireland's going to be the next thing. Like, it's people, if you haven't been here to ride, always just get here and do it, because the roads are incredible. And they're not busy, there's no one here.
No.
The weather's great.
No.
You don't come in the middle of winter, but come in summer and it's fine. No. It's Victoria.
It's Victoria without the police cops. I've seen a few.
Cops are 80.
I've seen a few camera signs, but I haven't actually seen a camera. every time I've seen a copper, it's been to come out and say, you know, nobody else is allowed to park here, but you can for as long as you want. You know, they're all just super friendly.
Yeah,
I mean,
beautiful.
they're just lovely people.
The Garda.
The Garda.
And then we followed the North Coast around, which was pretty spectacular. And we went down through Derry and we stopped for a coffee in Derry. I'd love to actually add that to the itinerary because they're just that accent, that Derry accent. When I walked in there and walked the bakery, we were getting a coffee and there's two old ladies in there and they're just the two nicest old ladies ever, and the accent is just so funny, you know. Like I was like, we need to stay here one day, you know. Beautiful place, but we didn't get time to check it out because we go on to Belfast. But that far north coast, then we're in Northern Ireland, so we're in the UK. You know, you're in a different country.
Yeah.
Which we didn't think much of, other than you see. It does look a bit different, the building's a bit different. Well, the number plates are a different colour, and you're like, but it's sort of island still. But you come around that north coastline for hours and hours and hours of just like Great Ocean Road sort of riding, and then you come into Belfast. Yeah,
which is Irish Republic, which is most of Ireland geographically. You know, it's
Belfast is an Irish Republic.
Well, that's what I mean.
So Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland, which Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom.
So in Northern Ireland, that corner bit, about 100 years ago, that was about 90-something% Protestants, and that's why they carved that little bit off, you know, and the rest of the country was Catholics, and that's Republican. But what's happening is that little corner up the top, as we found out when we were in Belfast, that's where all the troubles happened, you know, all the
IRA.
And they had good reason to protest too, but are we going to talk about that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Because it's a bit of a sombre moment. The next day, we stayed there that night. We had 2 nights in Belfast, and and it's funny enough, I ended up jumping in on your tour group the next day. We went and did a tour of with some of the local ex-IRA. It was called a black taxi tour.
A black taxi tour, and it was an old London cab, and the guy who was my age, give or take a month, was a veteran of those wars. He'd done hunger strikes. He did from the age of 17 to 27. He was in and out of jail the whole time. In Australia, they talk about that jail as the maze.
Emmanuel, if you're listening. Yeah. Great tour, thanks, mate.
Thanks, brother. That was just insane. But he told us, you know, you got to put yourself into the minds of those people. They were really getting picked on. That's the only way to put it. The Catholics in that northern part they were a minority group, and they were being hammered by the Protestants, you know, to the point where everything, the right to vote, wasn't based on how many, you know, 1 vote per person. It was based on 3 votes per property you owned. So the people who owned the properties got to do all the voting. Then you had the court system. Everyone in the court system, the judges, the bailiffs, the coppers, were all Protestants, you know. So the whole system, because it's a Protestant little bit, was Protestants. And then you had a few streets full of diehard Catholics that had never left. A bit like the Pakistanis who still live in Hindu India, you know. The Muslims, I should say, not the Pakistanis. So you got the same situation going, and those people got picked on to the point where they just went, no, bugger this, we're going to riot. And they did, full on. Hence the IRA, hence all this other stuff. Now, the thing we learnt talking to him what was the big thing, do you reckon?
I learned a lot.
I learned so much.
But for me, it was still. For me, what I didn't understand was it's still there. I thought it was over. Yeah, it's like there's still a simmering tension. You know, I was like, they still locked the gates. You know, that wall. I didn't know there was a wall. There's like a Berlin Wall down the middle of.
There's quite a few walls between the various streets. He said
that was the thing that I really took away.
Well, my big takeaway was the propaganda that was involved in all of this.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
You know, because we only ever saw the news in Australia, and it was always, you know, our army, the British Army, versus these terrorists you know?
That's true, yeah.
One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. All they wanted was the right to vote and the right to have the same freedoms as every other man. And what did they get? A big pile of shit, basically.
Yeah.
They got thrown in jail. They got, you know, okay, it was never very clever. It was never very good, but there was no other way for them to redress the situation. And the interesting part, and this is what really got me, was that now, for the first time in the last 100 years, there's almost slightly more Catholics than there is Unionists. And you know why that is, of course, don't you? Because you explain, Matt. I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't know.
They don't have TV, so they got lots of kids.
Yeah, no comment.
Anyway,
They've outbred
they've
the other
outbred
side.
them.
They're Catholics. That's what Catholics,
Catholics.
do.
And so for the first time ever, and now they have one vote, you know, one person, so they've got lots of people coming through the political system. There's still a whole lot of angst going on because most of the property and most of the positions of power are still held.
Even the police.
And most of the police, but even that is starting to up. But as our mate said, you know, he said, look, we hate the police that much because they are called the police up there. It's part of the UK.
Yep.
They have the Garda down here, and as the name suggests, they're there to guard people, you know, sort of stop them from hurting themselves, and as opposed to enforcing the way...
I hadn't thought of it like that. That's a... Yeah,
well,
right.
it's true. I mean,
I didn't know that.
It's a different deal, isn't it? I mean, Garda is...
Garda, yeah.
It's,
I just thought it was a Gaelic thing.
well, it is.
Yeah,
it is. But the terminology comes from guardian, guardian of the peace,
I didn't
as
know that.
opposed
There you
to
go.
police. You know?
Interesting.
It's a different concept. You see them, the Garda, you know, they can look pretty tough, but a lot of the time they have like a light blue shirt with a little bit of trim. Have you noticed?
They don't carry guns on
They don't carry guns, you know.
No.
Some of them do, of course they do. They've still got trouble, I guess, but the guys up north, they're getting around with bat belts on them like our blokes in Aussie do, you know, sort of. It's just ridiculous, honestly. Anyway.
It was wild. Like, there's so much. We could go on about that for hours. It was like, if you get to Belfast, do the Black Taxi tour, look up a manual, or there's a whole host of them, and everyone had it.
It's a must.
Everyone walked away with a new outlook on life. I think, even myself, like, I went, oh my God, you know, like this could kick off any. This could happen in our country.
Anytime.
You know? It can happen. If it happened here, these are civilised people.
It gives you a whole new trim on the Kelly story too. You know, if you like me and Matt and pretty much everybody else we know has done a little bit of Kelly history at some stage, and what did he do? At one stage, he's only 25, he's just sick of being picked on by the cops. You know, just absolutely over it, so he fights back, he robs banks, you know, carries on, bit of a larrikin, then he writes a manifesto. And he says, look, if you give me the rights, same rights as everybody else, I'll stop doing this. What did they do? They sent a trainload of cops armed with rifles out to kill him.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So it's the same concept. And if you look at the way the world was back then in Australia, the only thing that's a bit different is that there was quite a few Union Irishmen, Protestant Irishmen, were in our police force in Australia. That's about the only real difference.
I'm going to get a bit controversial here.
You'll go.
So we're talking about this. That makes me think of what happened during COVID in Melbourne. And I'm not part of any unions or anything like that. No. I'm neutral. I'm Switzerland. You know, I don't care. You know, but you know when you know the people shut down the Westgate Bridge and the cops come out and shot them with rubber bullets and stuff like that. It can happen. That could have started something very similar in our own country, you know. It's like, it can happen, you know.
It can happen.
It's you push people around too much, you know. Like it's you know, it didn't. They got away with it, but you know, it's
that was something.
And we have a lot of that heritage as well, and it's like, well, you know.
Oh, we do. I mean, Australia has a prison mentality compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
In terms of how we are, you know, even in England. You can take your dog on the bus or on the train or in the pub, or that's just one example. There's so many things like we get to roadworks in Australia That's another subject, all right? But
Very relaxed here, isn't it?
you get to roadworks in Australia, you've got about 6 people jumping in front of you going, stop, you know. You get over here and they have a sign that says, please wait for a little while. You know, it's all
You don't have
nice.
to.
You don't have to. You know, if you want to go ahead and run into a Scania coming through at full noise, that's your problem. But they rely on a little bit of common sense, unlike in Australia where they basically go, look, you just do it our way or that's it, you're out.
Oh, it's funny. I've got a broken collarbone not through riding a motorbike,
You
by the
wouldn't
way.
know, you wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't know now. It's healed up. But these the
Mother's milk.
the tonic, the health tonic. So just another miraculous recovery by me. But I slipped over anyway. But it's funny, the Irish people are so funny because I was wearing a sling for the first couple of days just to keep it like that. And I walk into a bakery. I'll have a coffee, thanks, love. And she go, what happened to your arm? A few too many of them. And I'll be like, they know the Irish. They know. Like, yeah, you had a couple, tripped over and hurt your arm, didn't you? And I'm like,
I
yeah.
think they're...
So good to see
so
you.
Sorry, this is the
Leave my
episode 1 of our podcast. This is the beginning of it.
I'm never travelling without you
What
again.
happens to him when he leaves me in Latvia?
Oh, Latvia, Lithuania as well.
And then Latvia last night.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Day 1.
You knew I was in Ireland. I was walking through the, the customs guy, the passport control, and I go, and the guy overtook me, and I go, he goes, he'd watched it. I go, what a bastard! And he goes, Matt, you got me passport? He goes, Matt, he goes, welcome to Ireland. He goes, don't worry about him. He goes, you go get yourself a Guinness and have a good time. I went, I'm in the best country. I'm welcome home. He was just a young boy. They don't say anything. No judgment. Just a few of them, was it? And I go, yeah, it was love. Sorry.
What happened?
So, but I love that culture. I'm like, it's okay. We all do it, you know. So so I was like, okay, a bit of jet lag, a few beers, and fell over.
I can't believe the variety of people I've spoken to on this trip. You know, like age-wise, occupation-wise, everything else. Like you say, they're just so friendly.
They are incredible. Yeah. I mean, and even our own tour group. I mean, probably one of the best groups I've ever had. You know, like it's just a real diverse mix of people.
Totally diverse.
Just been easy, hasn't it? Like it's easy. Everyone's just been having a good time. You know, a few of us love having a beer, some don't, but we all still go to the pub and tell stories. And at the end of the ride, and I think it's been a good trip. And for me, it's been incredible. Like I haven't ridden this trip. I've been driving the support van with the broken wing. And I've never done that before, and I've hated every minute of it. But you know, sometimes you got to suck it up, and it's been a nice thing. So of course,
please,
buddy.
Please, actually, no, come this way. And can you say hello? Please, come back. This gentleman here helped me in the library before.
Hey there, how are you doing? Hello, everybody.
and where are you from, sir?
Blarney.
Blarney. Does that mean you're full of Blarney, or?
Well, sometimes.
Have you? Do people really urinate on the Blarney Stone?
No.
It's not true.
No, I've never heard anybody.
Oh, that's good. We're just checking. Somebody told me that today. They said don't kiss it because people piss on it.
That's a bad rumour.
That was a good answer. I like the way he handled that.
Answer. Thank you.
He's good.
We wanted his accent on tape. Did you hear that accent? Isn't that beautiful? And that's a Blarney accent. You know, they're different everywhere. The country's about, you know, slightly bigger than Castlemaine. Castlemaine.
Castlemaine, mate. Castlemaine.
It's a little
Get it
bit
right.
bigger, you know. So condensed.
But you know, Ireland used to have 23 time zones before traffic, before cars. Yeah. We used to have to walk across the country. You have to adjust your clock at every village. They had 23 time zones.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Is that right?
It's a true story.
Is that true?
Ask ChatGPT.
Nah, see, I told you this AI stuff, mate. It's for
That's not where I got it from.
No,
I
it's
read
not
it.
right. It's
no,
just
no.
not right.
it's
How can
facts.
they do that?
Spitting facts, Ruthie. I'm spitting facts.
No, because that'd mean that the sun's going up at one side of Ireland and going down at the other.
No, they were just adjust. You walk from Blarney to Cork and you adjust your clock back 20 minutes or something, you know.
That's because you got stuck in every pub along the way and the sun was going around while
This is a possibility.
This is a big possibility. And I'll tell you why you get stuck in every pub, because even if you're not a drinker, the pubs, we haven't been in one yet that's kind of had that lovely glass veneer poker machine thing going on.
No pokies.
There's none of that shit.
No pokies.
It's wooden. This is a pub we're in.
We're in a library in a pub.
In a library in a pub. You know what a library is? Where they have books and stuff? You don't expect that in a pub.
You can go to the pub and read a book, sit around the fire.
It's the way pubs use it. It's a public house. And I guess where they really come into their own, actually they come into their own while we've been here full on, but in winter. Because people probably get snowed in and stuff, you know, and they probably head on down to the pub just to see other people.
But that's what we're missing in Australia. Like I've said this, me and Barb, so I've been travelling, you know, I've unfortunately been stuck driving the sport van. Not my favourite job on a tour, but, you know, one of the beautiful things I've got to do is spend a lot of time with Frankie's mum. Barb, who
was born here.
Was born in Belfast. And
how old was she when she came out?
Barb turned 70 this year.
Yeah.
So she was She was 17. She was 17 when she came out, and like, you know, I've had the most amazing time with Barb, just hearing all her stories. And one of the things we said was, you know, especially for us men in Australia now, it's like, you know, here people go down the pub and they have, you might not even drink. You go down there and mingle and talk to people, and it's like it's a mental health thing.
It is.
You know, and these aren't strong. Like, you can drink 6 of these and they're 4%, and you know, the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to have trouble wiping your ass in the morning. That's, you know...
That's when you get the bum gun going.
But you will meet a lot of people and you will make new friends and you will get all your troubles off your chest and you will tell some stories and you will have a laugh, you know. It's like, in Australia, it's like, we're not... That's what we said earlier, you know. Like, people are still doing that here. They go down the pub to, you know, there's a pub, every corner's got a pub on it, and there's something in that. I miss it.
Sometimes you get 2 or 3 or 4 pubs in a row.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, Murphy's Bar and, you know, O'Connell's sort of pub and you know, Derek's Drinkatorium or something. And
Drinkatorium.
Like, I don't know, but they're kind of one next to the other, you know.
I know.
And it's just, why do you do that? Well, because everyone's got their favourite.
There's something in it. There's a reason for it, but we're not doing it at home anymore, you know. It's like you go down there to gamble or, you know, like
Friday night.
Put a bet on the dogs or, you know. Like, I mean, it's still there, but it's not so common anymore, you know.
It's a different deal. And, I mean, that's got a lot to do with being spaced out and bottle shops selling grog for a tenth the price of the bar price. And it's probably, actually, to be honest, it's the same here, you know.
It is, yeah.
The price-wise, not necessarily...
Well, this pint cost me about $9 Aussie, which is a lot less than I pay at home. And everyone reckons Ireland's expensive, and it is about the same as home, but I thought that was a bargain.
because the other 70s had, you know, they were about the same price, so they were bargains too.
If I've had 7, that's a PB, personal best. I've never done 7.
Never done 7?
Not one night, no.
Really?
But I might go for it tonight. We have a big day tomorrow. But anyway, from Belfast, we'll go back to the ride. What an incredible day. That night we went out and...
We had a day off in Belfast, that's why we got so much
We
done.
went out and played up a little bit that night with Frankie's family, and Barb's family from Belfast. So we caught up with them, had a few drinks, did some dancing. Dancing. I know Frankie's got some footage of that.
Is it cousin dancing?
Yep.
It took me a while
Everyone
to work
was-
out. This
everyone
is
was
Barb's
dancing.
cousin, so
Yep.
he's like my generation.
Yeah,
And Barb's
Actually, I think he
generation.
was, yeah.
And
Sure.
he was a little bit shy, and I thought, what's this? Because he told some great stories.
He had that look in his eye.
But that's because he was in the Union Army
Yeah.
as a boy. So, you know, he was one of the guys with a uniform and a gun.
Yeah.
And
Probably
he's
looking
still
over his
looking
shoulder,
around
yeah.
all the time,
Yeah,
over
so
his
do I,
shoulder.
yeah.
Because, wow, and someone told me a beaut quote there, the Irish love everybody except themselves. It's kind of true in Belfast, hey?
It's I've never seen anything like it. Like it's it's a special place. Like it's unfortunate, it's also very cool to see.
Show lots of dancing footage, Frankie.
There's a
in
bit,
this clip.
splice that in.
Splice
It
it
was
in.
a beautiful night.
Were you dancing with your busted wing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I dance better with a busted wing.
Yeah.
With a sling on, you know.
That was another personal best night on the Guinness, I'd reckon.
Yeah, there's a few until double shot Dino got on the Jamisons. Then that was Anyway, so then the next day,
He told me later that he's got this thing that cuts in. Dino's works in the mines over in Western Australia.
one of our guys on our tour group.
Yeah, he's just, all the blokes on this trip are unreal, as they usually are. You know, we all share a few things in common. And in Dino's case, he's got this homing pigeon mentality, you know, so he can go out and turn himself around 10,000 times and totally lose where he is, mostly turning himself around the bar.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. And then he reckons nothing can be happening, he'll still find his way back to his room. He must have been bad yesterday because he didn't. He had to get Nicky along.
He
to
played up
help
last
him.
night.
He played up.
So from Belfast, we jumped on the bikes and we headed down we went inland. We avoided Dublin. So we've done this we do this incredible lap. And we pulled into Glendalough village in the bush. You know, we did that
Is that where the monastery was?
Yeah, the cemetery and it was like a, the little creek running through the back.
Can I do this? History's my bag, right?
Go.
And like the history of Ireland is the history of the world to some degree. It's our history anyway. It's Celtic history. And in Glendalough, first thing we see is the ruins of this old monastery. And then just behind it is an old church. But it's not ruined. Now, when we say ruins normally, that means all the timber bits have burned out, fallen in, whatever. You know, go to Port Arthur, that's ruins. And so you just wind up with the bricks. But behind it was this little church with a very steep roof like this. Now, it was Al who pointed it out, Big Al.
Yeah.
He's come along and he's gone, hey, look at that, you know. It was made out of paddock stones.
Oh,
The
right.
roof was, I've never seen this before, and a couple of buildings around there were. And so, you know, when people make, what do they call it, drywalling, you know, stack rocks together. Well, they'd stack rocks together with cement and then just kept going on an angle. So it went like that. And inside it was domed. So there was probably about 6 to 8 foot of solid rock in the roof, which is why it never fell down, why it's still there in one piece. But, and this is the tough bit, right? That was built when the Christians came here to civilise the pagans, right? So that's 6th century. That's like 600 years after Jesus wore sandals, all right? And here they come, and they've come over here. Now, why is that fascinating? That's fascinating because they've come over here and they've built their monasteries and they've made a few converts and started pulling people together, and guess what happened around 750, 800? The Vikings come sailing over and they started raiding. Which is why the next building in that monastery complex was a tower. And the tower was about, 100 foot high, and it had 4 different levels, and the door was 12 feet, that's 3 metres for you young people, above the ground, and it wasn't a very big door. And I thought, man, that's a crazy place to have a door. But it's because right up the top of the tower, they had a bell that they could ring when the Vikings were coming. And they could ring the bell, which meant that the monks and the priests and all the lay people who were around the place would hear that and run to the tower, and they'd put a ladder down out of the tower so they could run up the 12 feet, hop into and then climb up, and they could all stay inside the tower while the Vikings came and took everything else, you know, like all the silver out of the church. And man, this is like living history, and it's right there next to our hotel. That was a great place you picked for us to stay there.
Yeah.
That was insane,
Yeah,
man. That was just prime real estate.
Yeah.
But then the monastery took off again and stayed a monastery, you know, like when I say it took off again, they got raided a few times. They just rebuilt, you know, they come out of the tower, you know, Vikings would drink all the whatever it was, the wine they have behind the altar.
Guinness.
You know, the Guinness. The Vikings drink all the Guinness, they'd rack off. And bingo, they'd come out, they'd brew more wine, make more mead, you know, grow more sheep, whatever they did. And the whole cycle would go around and around and around until 1750. So for 1,000 years, there was monks and Christians, more than 1,000 years, hanging around in that little place. And there were still graves in there from the 1900s.
I'm loving this. This is the first podcast we've ever done where you know more about this place than I do.
No, only the history.
Yeah, I know, but it's...
I didn't know where to go. You're the one that took me where to go.
Usually it's me waffling on about it, but you know your shit around here. And you did cycle around here in the 80s,
I did. And I loved it then. I rode a push bike all around Ireland. I hated Guinness back then, but that might have been because I didn't have much money.
Look at that moustache.
Look at that, eh? It's got 3 rows of teeth now. Looks like a great white shark. Well, kind of great brown shark, maybe. Maybe a Bondi poo shark.
It's just the first sip, that's all. But yeah, no, your knowledge of this country is pretty impressive, actually.
It's not. It's not my knowledge of this country. It's my knowledge of our people.
Yeah, right.
You know, when I say our people, you know, I'm talking about people with, and you have to be really careful with this stuff. You know, you don't want anyone saying you're a racist. You're not a racist. You have to believe in your culture, though. And my culture, my wife's Welsh. That's as Celtic as it comes, you know. Ruth is a Scandinavian name. You know, we're right at home with axes and stuff.
You do look a bit Ragnar Lothbrok-ish.
I like that. You know what upsets me? If you look at Ruth in the phone book in Sweden...
There's no phone books anymore, John.
Well, there was 40 years ago when I went there, and they had such cool names. I couldn't believe it. I mean, John Ruth, you know, that's like, ugh, that's boring. You got Gunnar Ruth and Ragnar Ruth and, like, you know, probably some accountant down the local CBA bank or something, but... That's not the point. It's just brilliant heritage.
So your name's what, Norwegian or?
Swedish.
Swedish. Ah, Swedish.
Yes, and it's pronounced Ruta.
Ruta. John Ruta.
Don't tell anyone that, all right? It's very embarrassing, that.
The Ruta.
Yeah, imagine, yeah, that's what used to happen to me when years
I've
ago.
heard that
my
story,
mates
actually.
used to introduce me, you know, like especially to their mums. Oh, mum, this is the Ruta. I'll tell you what, it breeds a tough hide. It really does.
It's fascinating because, I'm a Nadaniewski.
Yeah.
It's Polish.
Yeah.
And but I identify more with the Irish than the Polish because I speak the language, you know. It's a similar, you know. The Polish have been raped and pillaged by the Germans and the Russians. Here it's the English.
Start again. You guys are all from the same bloodstock coming through.
Yeah.
Where does Rus come from? Russia. Rus, as in the Rus part of Russia.
It's a Slavic nation.
Slavic. Keep going.
I'm not going back that far. We're not getting political here, but
no, it's not political.
But Poland's been wedged in between. Where I was coming from, you know, in the last 1,000 years, Poland's sort of been wedged in between two superpowers, as has Ireland. You know.
Oh yes.
So Ireland's sort of been, you know, had problems with the British over the years. And I think Poland has also had problems with the Germans and the Russians, you know.
Always.
So it's like it's nice to come to a country that I can understand the language. I don't speak Polish, so it's nice to come here and I can, you know, sort of. It's a similar. There's a lot of similarities, you know, in a lot of ways. So it's hard to explain, but I've enjoyed the Yeah, just the vibe of the place and that, just the...
You fit right in, mate.
They've had
That's
it, yeah,
why.
I do, a little bit too well, but,
You just fit right in.
it's a beautiful country and, I understand what they've been through and I understand what my ancestors have been through and I probably understand it better now that I've been to Ireland because just the language barrier in Poland, I can't really,
Get into it.
build those relationships that I can here.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing, It's
fantastic, isn't it? But you take the language out of this, and isn't it amazing how much the world is similar
Yeah.
all the way through? Different ways of doing things. Probably need Bill to come in and talk about this. He's seen a heap of the world. What do you
Yeah,
reckon?
we get Bill in here, that's it.
He might.
It's done
Come on
now.
round, mate. We just want to comment on that.
Yeah, no.
All right, Bill.
They were talking about with the similarities is the connectivity, I think is the word you're probably looking
Thank
for,
you.
John. And I very much see that. I mean, as an example, I've been in, 6 countries on 4 continents so far this year. And, there is a connectivity and there's a similarity to the history that we all have, good and bad. And the oppression that every, I think, culture's had to experience.
So you're a savage.
I'm a savage, and
So
my
I've seen your
That's his
name.
surname.
I saw your
Yeah.
name on the wall in Belfast.
Yeah. I sent you a photo of it.
Yeah. No, my family comes from here, and mostly County Down, but most of kind of spread out through Ireland, and then over into Scotland. So I haven't had a chance to do the family history here, but I have in Scotland. So it's been a really big trip for me. That Belfast trip, taxi tour you guys were talking about that I did.
Yeah, was it?
That was huge. I mean, our driver, I was with Barb and Frankie, and we were all just sort of in a steady state of watery eyes through a lot of it,
That's when history sort of jumps up, slaps you in the face.
What's been the best section of road on the trip so far?
Oh, geez, section of road, best
There was a
section of
rider
road
too,
for me
pretty cool,
as somebody that
So
rides.
far, this is your first trip around Ireland on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
What's been the best 10 kilometres of riding on the island.
best 10
It's
kilometers.
hard, isn't it? I know how hard this is.
That's a tough one. I mean, today we had some
Today was really
brilliant
good.
tar. We had some really good tar today. Man alive.
Every day.
Although the section where right before we had the stew where you sold the shirt.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah, that section there, that
where
was...
we went for the swim on the beach and then we still strand.
And we went up to the-
stopped at
Up around the
folk village,
coast.
where we stopped at the folk village for lunch and that.
Yeah, that
that's
was-
my favourite.
Yeah.
You wait till tomorrow and the next. We've got the two best days are yet to come.
Excellent.
But that would be my pick as well. So
Yeah.
good choice.
There's a tie-in here between the 3 trips I've done, Sri Lanka, Patagonia and Ireland. And Sri Lanka, we spent most of our time buzzing from the coast up into the hills. We worked our way around the island a bit like that's exaggerated. Patagonia, you got that big pork chop, half Chile, half Argentina. We hopped from one side to the other. We don't dick around on motorways and stuff. We see all these little roads in
That's for
between.
sure.
And then Ireland, take your map of Ireland, whichever way you want it. You could probably do a lap of it. Well, I did a lap of it on a push bike in a month, but and I was stopping a lot. But you could do, we have done 300 k's a day of just little bits, hey? Coast, hills, Wicklow Mountains. Now, that's got to be close to some of the best view. How about when we crested over that hill?
That's
Oh,
incredible.
right,
It's
yeah.
incredible.
Oh, that's...
And we stopped, and there's we're on top of the world, weren't we?
Yeah,
We were on top of
yeah.
the world. Oh, look, this is amazing. We're right up the top of the Wicklow Mountains. See the lakes down there? I think that's actually the sea in the distance. It's a big fjord. There's a running race on, 700 odd mad Irish people running up and down the hills, and we're just jogging through on the motorbikes.
You know, how about that little bit of road before that brilliant coffee stop on, was it day 2 on the bay there?
Oh, yeah. What was that called?
Rolling Stone or
Rolling Stone.
something like that.
Yeah.
Little fishing village. That was incredible.
Yeah, there was a million little bits you could
Does
explore.
anyone know Rolling Stone in Queensland?
The Connemara.
Different.
The Connemara,
right.
the 12 bands. Like that's day one.
This is Connemara National Park. And all of a sudden, everything's changed, you know? We've got beautiful rolling scenery, lakes, big rocks. Beautiful road, just a lovely section of road. It's the amazing thing about Ireland, I guess. It changes constantly, you know? 1 minute you think it's nothing but houses and people, and then the next minute it's almost wilderness on an Australian basis. Just a lot greener and a lot more water.
You know, like, it's ridiculous. Like it's people don't. And like when I say it's the new Bali, it's not the new Bali in that like it's not a place where Jetstar's going to start flying anytime soon with tourists from Perth. Well, maybe, but bikers will come here and they will discover it. But get here before they do, because there's no one on the roads. The roads are quiet,
and if you don't,
we have them all to ourselves. It's incredible.
Sometimes it takes a company like Nevermind to have the balls to do these sections of road, you know, like to find out where they are, to get off, to have a look, and then bring everyone through. Because it could be a bit daunting, I'd reckon. Well, you know, not for some of us, but for a lot of us.
I think the weather is the most daunting thing here. People are afraid of the weather. And then they see us coming over, we're riding around in tank tops and board shorts and thongs and... You know, they're like, that's actually not too bad.
I didn't see anyone riding in thongs or tops.
I might be exaggerating.
Maybe Al on a good day.
I might be exaggerating.
But look, the point is, even on...
It's not that cold.
No, it's not. We had a few days of on and off, you know, and because I'm a chook these days, I've been wearing my cheap-ass plastic top bit and plastic pants. I never got wet. You know, the old Doc Martens. I just wear Doc Martens on these.
There's nothing better. What's better? I can ride, and you know, if it hasn't even turned to shit on us yet, but if it did, I know this. 'Cause I've been riding motorbikes in shit weather all my life. 'Cause I grew up in Geelong, and you know, I went to uni in Warrnambool, and I'd ride 3 hours to Warrnambool to go to uni in the middle of winter. And there's nothing better than pulling into a pub and the fire's going and you get a pint of beer and you're just like, oh, you can't feel your fingers. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, this is good, you know, like that. There's something in that as well, you know, like it's not all about just riding in the sunshine all the time, you know.
I think that's probably cultural memory, you know. You're probably remembering all those wonderful trips in your Viking boat across the North Sea.
I've only got three toes on each foot. Yeah.
Well, you know, okay. The missing link is in the room.
But,
look, I get it.
Frostbite.
You know? I spent 4 years in Armidale, which is, you know, it's northern New South Wales, but it's right up in the mountains. It's cold. It's the only place I've ever had a Norton die because the oil was all turned into mist inside the motor. It just never warmed up properly, you know. That's not like Victoria, though, because we had sunny days too. But if you... I'm just having a go. But if you take the Black Spur and the Walker Warhope Road and the Waterfall Way before it all fell in recently, and you take every good stretch of road in Australia where you've got tight corners and bends and a little bit of open and then more tight corners and bends, and then you just stitch one after the other. Oh, that's something else too. Not a single pothole.
No.
A couple of places where the road's been rough.
You are right. I have not seen a pothole.
No.
The roads are perfect.
That's probably got a lot to do with
they build a good road.
They do, and they don't have a lot of trucks, and they've probably been building roads on the same places since, you know, those 6th century monks took their mead to market in a wagon. But it's definitely compacted down in the road section. There's times when she's a bit iffy. Those, not pothole though.
No, they're whoopsies, yeah.
Surface whoopsies. Those Himalayan 450s are good on the whoopsies, aren't they?
They are. Oh,
they good?
Yeah, well, they're good on everything, I think. But
I agree with that.
So,
rocket ships. Those new ones, they're just...
So from Glendalough, I'm just bringing it back to, then we rode to here, didn't we?
You only left out a few things like that.
We left out a million.
Benedictine monastery on the lake,
Yeah.
which was just
It's very famous, that, very touristy, but you got to see it.
Kylemore Abbey.
Colmore Abbey,
Oh.
good one, Bill. That's fun. Your
That's why
brain
Bill's
still
along.
works.
He's got a brain.
Yeah,
Come around.
Bill's coming in.
It just couple
Here it
things
comes.
popped in. We were talking about what we just did recently. What about
Hang on.
Kilkenny? And
I missed the whole
town.
I missed the whole town.
Thank you, Bill.
missed the whole town. So we were in a pub last night that was established.
What a big trip it's been.
You know, this pub was established in 1324.
Yeah, chuck it.
Yeah.
This inn, and you sit there and you look around
Yep.
at the rock walls
Missed the whole town.
and the chandeliers that are still there that you used to put the candle lights in and
Yeah.
whatever.
Used to burn
And-
witches there.
Right, and
Yeah.
the plaque that we
Was
took
that
the
last
picture
night
of.
we were in Kilkenny?
Yes, it was.
Feels like,
You know.
like forever ago.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
that's
what a
how much
brilliant
is in
little
this
town, and the castle there and everything. And the night before in Glendalough, like you mentioned, you know, that monastery
Yeah.
behind the hotel was established in the 6th century. You know, the 6th century.
Yeah,
and
6th century. That's our Viking trip.
Yeah, you know.
but
I don't
and-
think there was Vikings in the 6th century.
No, it wasn't. They come over 7 and 8 and 9.
Yeah.
That's when, actually, the first one, and I can't think of the name of it, but I saw a sign to it. The first Viking raid in Ireland, where they all sort of went back and said, hey, this is unreal. You
We're
know?
going back there.
Yeah, we're going back there.
You're like us.
because they got blew off course, you know, and they've showed up at this place and they walked up the
Hang on,
beach.
this is in England.
No, this isn't England, but, you know, it looks all right. And they got to this place and there's all these blokes with shaven heads and robes and lots of silver, you know, and the Vikings have just gone, this is great, and they've kind of gone, rah, like this. A little bit of that, not
Bit
much.
like us.
A little bit like
With the
us.
Guinness.
And they gave them all the silver and they put it in the boat and they went away and they said, we're coming back. This is all... sorry, got sidetracked there.
No, I love it.
What was the name of that?
Kilkenny.
Well, Kilkenny, the
There's a
hotel
beer named after
What was
it.
the pub name? It was
The clubhouse.
It's another one that
that's where
started
we
with a
stayed.
K.
Oh.
Kilkenny Clubhouse. That's
Kittler's.
Good. Kittler's.
Yeah.
was the name of
Kittler's.
the pub.
Kittler's was the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
of the pub, and yeah, that was really something
It's-
else. That was
it's
just incredible.
old.
Very
Yeah,
old.
the walls of
1324.
that, bluestone walls that
Yeah.
big.
Okay, so we're having a night off, me and Kaz, you know, like we were just going to go to bed early, cucumber sandwich, you know, cup of tea, you know, watch a bit of telly. So we went out looking for somewhere to play a bit of music or listen to some music. I'd got a little bit, I got my harp out because it's Ireland, you know, and people
This
shut
is
up
in
when
the
you
hotel
play the
bar.
harp. That was
Yeah.
before we even left. Probably had a few too many cucumber sandwiches at that stage. Anyway, so we just went for a wander and we were following you guys, but we never quite caught up. And all we wanted to find was a bit of live music in a pub. And every pub we got to, and we're talking like, I don't know, 10 pubs or something. Oh, no, be sorry, they just finished. You know? Ah,
Right, the
jeez.
same thing.
And of course, you know...
It's famous for music, Kilkenny. too.
So it's about like 9 or 10 o'clock and it's still light, so you're still walking around, the pubs are still going off. And we thought, right, okay, this isn't going to work. We're hearing music from a distance, they keep shutting us off. We're going to just go and get something to eat. And this bloke, he's so friendly, eh? This guy said, oh, the world's best kebab shop, just down there. So we go down there, there's Turk the Irish, or Irish the Turk, or Jimmy the Irish Turk, or something, I don't know. Anyway, so he's bloody making kebabs, though. It was the best kebab I've ever had in my life. And as we come out with the kebabs, we hear music. We think, nah, we're going home to bed now, you know. Best band I've ever heard.
Oh, I'm so
Outside of
spewing
the
I missed
Rolling
it.
Stones
Yeah.
or something.
I
These
am
guys
so
were all
spewing I missed it.
these guys were all
Bad
Bono
attempt.
and his mates who didn't quite make it to the Bono and his mates level. Thanks for reminding us of that, Bill.
Yeah, thanks,
we
Bill.
can't
That
leave
was awesome.
Kilkenny out.
No, we can't
No.
leave Kilkenny out. No.
No, it just shows that we must have had a few last night that
Yeah.
that just memory erased it from our memories.
I don't know. I was having a cup of tea while they're all on the...
Team effort, Bill. Thank you.
It's been the same every tour I've ever been on. It's like 4 days out of your life back home.
It is, yeah,
really
yeah.
is,
It
you
is
know.
like 2 weeks with us. Like, no, it's not Nevermind. It's not with us. It's just it is what it is. You know, we're travelling together. We're a bunch of good people. You know, we're just seeing cool stuff, and we pack a lot in. You know, it's like bang, bang, bang. Let's do this. You don't have to do it all. You know, like I didn't make you stay out till 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, that was your choice.
No, well, you did indirectly because you know the clubhouse hotel that we stayed in,
hotel,
which was kind of like faulty towers, but really well run.
I think it's the oldest hotel in Kilkenny.
I reckon it might have been.
How
Some very strange things went on in that hotel.
it's haunted for sure, but it's like haunted in a good way. You know?
And to get to our room, we were on maybe the 3rd floor. I'm not really sure because there was about 8 different flights of stairs, and you'd sort of, bang, bang, bang.
Hard to find your room.
They carpeted a lot of them though, like this, and they had big wooden rails.
Those carpets would be 200 years old.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. You know, they're proper wool carpets. You can tell when you walk on them. So from here, tomorrow we're going to go to Dingle, but we're going to go the long way down. So we're going to follow the south coast, west coast. We're going to do the Ring of Kerry. Ring of Kerry is arguably one of the best motorcycling roads in the world. That's a big call. I'll be interested to see what you think tomorrow. We get to Dingle. Arguably one of the coolest places in the world, like Dingle.
It's Frankie's favourite, isn't it?
I think it's all of our favourite. It's not a party town or anything. It's just a beautiful little... Have you ever been to Port Fairy in Victoria?
Yeah, of course.
It's like a bigger version of that. You know, it's like just a beautiful little fishing village.
You ever seen Doc Martin?
No.
Oh, gee. Okay, so Pommy TV show we see in Australia. And it's set in Cornwall in a little village.
Well, Cornwall's very close to my heart, John. I've got a lot of good friends there. I spent a lot of time there. Yeah. I can sing a lot of sea shanties as well.
Man of unlimited talent.
No, Penzance is one of it. I'm not going to go about it on camera. But
can you sing as a sea shanty now on the podcast? Come on, can you do it? Come on, you can do it.
Will you join in?
Oh, if I can pick up the tune.
Do you know Drunken Sailor?
What can we
do with a drunken sailor? What can we do with a drunken sailor? What can we do with a drunken sailor? In the morning, shave his bum with a rusty razor. Shave his bum with a rusty razor. That's enough. So, I'm quite Cornish, only because one of my best friends is Cornish. I spend a lot of time down there.
I only brought that up because that little concept of seagulls and little roads and, all the buildings are little white and ancient and little bays and little fishing boats that are fair income fishing boats. That's been Ireland's coast everywhere.
It is, yeah.
Plus
it's very
some,
Cornish,
plus some. People like Matt and Bill and me and Frankie.
Yeah, the team.
Who don't mind breaking the norm, who like to do things outside of the normal borders. This is sounding like a big spiel, but this is kind of where my heart's at, all right? Some people just are like the icebreakers and everyone else comes along after
That's
them.
what's happening.
If you're one of us, and I think you probably are, you probably need to come on one of these trips, because you'll find out, just like the Patagonia crew did, just like the Sri Lankan crew, friends for life, all sorts of different experiences. Doesn't get any better, really.
No, the island is, might not be your Patagonian adventure, but
it's completely different, but...
It's just a different adventure.
It's a different adventure. This one is, so history and...
it's great. It's pillion friendly, because it's all tar.
Big time. Listen, I'm an old coot, right? That's coot with C-O-O-T, not the other spelling, okay? But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people on this trip who are older than me.
This is true. Big Johnny?
Big Johnny, 5. Forgot about him.
Yep.
Wow. Look, and do you know one of the beaut things about this?
But don't worry about if you're not old, come anyway, because the rest of us are younger. The rest of us are younger than Roothy.
they still have trouble keeping up. You know what I mean?
This is true. This is true.
No, look,
I want to know the highlight so far. I know I do this.
My highlight?
I know I throw you under the bus every podcast, but what's the highlight so far?
that's a tough one, mate, because
I know.
every day's been a highlight.
Favourite stopover?
Favourite stopover.
So you
Probably Malin up the top.
In the farm
Only
stay.
because that was like out of a...
Malin Head,
Malin Head was
yep.
kind of like out of a movie.
novel or a
Yep.
movie.
Well, so
that
you're
was
saying that's better than Belfast?
Oh, no, okay. No. So, no, he said...
And throw.
He said stopovers.
No.
He said
Yeah.
stopovers. Biggest life-changing experience for me was Belfast and the Black Taxi cruise, and for one reason alone, okay, and I don't want to get political, never do, not interested, whatever, but to see what really happened there and hear about it from the mouths of people who lived it, and then to see the way they support the Palestinians in this Gaza conflict, you know, and to have to go, oh, hang on a minute, maybe everything we're not told is not the truth.
Yeah, I saw that in you go. You said that to me. Sorry, I never knew. Yeah, I never understood the Palestinian. I had my view, and now it's changed.
It just changed, and that's
incredible.
That's kind of a major thing, you know. Like at the end of the day, violence against innocent people for a political reason is wrong. Now, we knew that was wrong in Vietnam. We all lived through that, my generation. But it took us years to find out, didn't it? And now I feel like my whole life has taken a different track because of 1 hour. Well, it was actually an hour and a half. Emmanuel gives us a little bit of extra time. He shared the stories.
Yeah, he was beautiful. We all got, yeah, me too. I had my sunglasses on. The next 2 days are going to be the 2 best days of riding you've ever done in your life, John. I promise you that. Signing off, www.nevermindadventuretours.com/island. Thank you for listening. Thank you, John. Love you, mate.
See that? I got him a couple of whacks on his collarbone while he was...
It's healing up, this stuff.
Thanks,
all right,
mate.
guys, take care.